What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about Patrik Laine again. There's more comments about Patrik Laine out there. Winnipeg Jets fans, how do you guys feel? I don't know what's going on here, and I don't know how far these comments have been taken out of context. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Like, what is Patrik Laine talking about? We know that Patrik Laine has been working out with a Finnish team. He's I believe he's with SC Bern. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, the Swiss club SC Bern. Sorry, the Swiss club SC Bern. And doesn't have a contract. He isn't playing yet. We obviously know that. And there was comments made talking about Patrik Laine possibly being frustrated with his teammates. So I'm not sure how far out of context these things were taken. I'm hoping that it's not taken out of context. Let's just look at some of these quotes. Now, Pekka Jalonen or Jalonen, or Jalonen, I don't want to be disrespectful, but he's a sports writer. One of the largest newspapers and most popular websites in Finland was talking with Patrik Laine, and he said he felt like Patrik Laine was really frustrated with who he's playing with on 5-on-5 play, and that apparently Laine said that somewhere other than Winnipeg, he would have the chance to play with the best players. So, as we know, Patrik Laine last year played a lot with Ehlers and Brian Little. And here's the thing. They're not bad players. Like, Ehlers, if he plays a full 82 last year, doesn't have a down season. Like, he actually has a pretty good year. Like, I thought that he was okay last year. He missed 20 games, I believe, and, like, still put up good numbers. He would probably have even better numbers if he played the whole season. Little is a decent second line option on a very good team. You would rather see him as a really good third line centerman, but at the same time, like, he's not bad. Like, he's a good hockey player on that second line. And the problem is that I think that Laine's having is that he believes that he should be on that first line because whoever he plays with, it's like you're gonna help each other. Now, don't get me wrong. When Wheeler, Scheifele, and Laine played together last year, it was good. Like, they put up points, and I'm sure in a full season they would. But clearly the Jets like having the separation of having two really good lines, which they do. And another thing is they can always add. There's been a lot of roster turnover for the Winnipeg Jets this year, especially on their blue line. And who's to say that they can't make a move towards the deadline after all these contracts are done? Because they're still worrying about signing contracts here with Connor and Laine. And, you know, there's been talk with Ehlers and about a trade of one of those three guys and all this, that, and the other. And it's just like, how do you know that they won't get any better? Like, there's chances that they can improve at the trade deadline or they might make a move soon. Who knows? But, like, listen, I don't see a problem with having two good lines. Like, they like Wheeler, Scheifele, and Connor as that first line. Connor brings speed and can put up a ton of points. Same thing with Scheifele and Wheeler. Those guys, Scheifele and Wheeler, should go nowhere. Those two are solidified on that first line. And Connor last year was good. Those guys were the top three in scoring on the Winnipeg Jets, followed by Patrik Laine at 50 points, who had a down season. He had a really rough stretch last year multiple times. And he's saying that if he was on another team, that he would be playing with the best players on the team. Now, Winnipeg's good, Laine. That's why you're on the second line. There's a lot of teams in the league that have really solid second line options and with really good players, because Laine is a generational goal scorer. This guy's going to be a continuous 40 to 50 goal scorer for years to come. And that's not a joke. Like, that's for real. He's going to score lots of goals. People already compare him to Ovechkin. One day, who knows? Who knows? Maybe he can pass Ovechkin. Who knows one day? But listen, Austin Matthews, John Tavares, that's a 1-2 split. Now, I know that they probably get a little bit more minutes, but who's to say Laine wouldn't get more minutes this year? And he got a good chunk of minutes last year, too. So when you play good, you get more minutes. And Laine had stretches last year where he wasn't as good. Now, listen, apparently Laine also said he said that there's top lines and then there's our line. I play with whoever I'm told to play with, which, I mean, that kind of seems like a bit of a shot, because I honestly don't think that there's a huge problem with who he plays with. Like last time I checked, like, Ehlers was a good hockey player and Little was a good hockey player. Like, these quotes, like, I'm scrolling through some of these quotes, it's like, I don't know. it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Listen, like I'm trying to find something here that makes it seem like Laine has a real like case to be made here, but at the same time, like I get it. Like I get it. You want to play on the top line. You want to play with good players, but you're playing on a really good hockey team with two solid lines, and you're playing with guys that actually can fill the net. Imagine going somewhere else and playing on another team. Like you can go and play on top lines, and those players still might not be at your same caliber. Like Laine saying, I'd be playing with the best players available. Sure, there's a lot of teams where you probably would be playing with better players, but there's also a lot of teams where you wouldn't be playing with anybody that's even close to your skill level. So you should be happy that you're on a team with guys that actually can play hockey. Now, at the same point, Paul Maurice has had a couple players on his team where he might have not used them properly. And again, like I keep being optimistic here, saying that what happens if this year maybe they were looking at giving Laine more minutes and looking to make a splash and getting another centerman. Like, we're not even sure how this is all going to play out. The season hasn't started yet. Laine doesn't even have a contract yet, and there's a ton of stuff out here talking about that somewhere other than Winnipeg, he would have a chance to play with better players. Like, dude, you're playing on a really good team with a lot of star power. And another quote, he knows he can score 50 goals when he has the right guy with him as a center. Dude, you're going to score 50 no matter what. Like, I really don't believe that it has to only do with just the centerman. Like, he's going to score 50 this year. And he's got good line mates. Not even decent, they're good line mates. And he's going to score 50. He's going to get time on that power play where he's going to score some goals too. That's what he does. He scores lots on the power play. So, I don't know where this is going, but who knows? Is an offer sheet possible right now for Laine? Are there some teams that might go stick their head out there and say, listen, man, you're frustrated. This is like the third time that we've heard some frustration. Apparently the players and the team on Winnipeg aren't really upset with it. Like, they understand. Like, some people understand. Like, there's been quotes over the last like month or so where Laine has said something like, you know, if I'm back in Winnipeg, or whatever he said in that Chris Johnson interview. But like, nobody's really frustrated with him. But after all these comments keep coming, eventually something's got to give. And I don't know, maybe teams are willing to say, hey, Laine, you can play with these two top guys, be on our top line. And here's the money. You just got to sign this offer sheet, and who knows if Winnipeg would match. Depends on the money. Depends on what picks are coming back. They could flip those picks for other players. But if I'm Winnipeg, I'm trying to get this deal done. I'm sitting down. I'm trying to figure out with Patrick Laine what we can do to get this to the next level, because Laine's a great hockey player. He can score. Defensively, he's not all that great. He's not the fastest guy either, but he just knows how to straight up shoot. And I think that they're going to have to figure out a way to get this back to normal, because they need him in the lineup. They've had some turnover this year on their blue line, and they're losing some scoring in Myers and Trouba. Those guys put up a lot of points. You know, Myers may not be the best defensively, but at least he puts up points. Trouba is a little bit better defensively, but he puts up a lot of points. So we'll have to see what happens. Let me know down below, Winnipeg Jets fans, what do you guys like? How do you feel? What's going on here? And just fans in general, what do you guys feel about Patrick Laine and what's going on? I don't know. It's crazy. I literally, like, you could see halfway through this video, like, I'm stumped. Like, players are like wanting out of good teams now. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, Laine really has a good team. So if you're new, make sure to subscribe. Love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 7,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. All the new subs and everybody who's watching. I appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.